Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Madison, and for today's video I am going to be doing kind of a fall inspired look, and I figured I would use some new things that I haven't gotten a chance to try out. So this will be kind of like a first impressions on a lot of the products, and yeah, let's just get started. Alright, I think I'm going to start off with the eyes today, and for the eyes, the palette I'm going to be using is the ColourPop It's a Mood palette. Let me show you guys. It's really pretty, and I had to get it because it just screams fall to me. I think it's really, really gorgeous, and I have a couple other things for the eyes that I want to use as well. Alright. To prime, I'm going to be taking my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. This is not new. I use this mostly in all my videos to prime my eyes. Alright, I just went ahead and set that with a skin tone shadow. And let's dive into the palette. So the first shade I'm going to be taking is, I think, Crave You, which is right here. Just like a standard transition brown shade. It's a little bit orangey. And like I said, I'm going to try to do like a more of a fall inspired look. So I'm just running that in my crease and not really doing any specific placement here. Just blending that so it gives us a nice base and something to blend all the shadows with. Oh, I need to put on my tape. I'm gonna use some of this Sephora makeup tape. So with the tape, I kind of just like to go like from the lower lash line and kind of just connect up. I don't like to do like super up. I kind of like to have everything like this way. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm okay that it like comes a little bit past my brow. I personally just liked that. Alright, not the most comfy, but it gets the job done. Alright, next I am going to go in with the shade It's a Rush, which is this really pretty warm reddish brown kind of. And I'm just going to put that in the exact same space. We're not really doing like a neutral brown eye, so these brown shades are just going to kind of act as a transition and kind of give like a nice warmth to the entire look. Comment down below if it is starting to feel like fall where you live, like if it gets cold right around now, or if it's already been cold, because where I live, it is definitely not cold. But we are seeing a little bit of a drop in temperature, so that's good. I can't wait. I love cold weather. Alright, so we've got that all applied. These ColourPop shadows blend really nicely. I think a lot of people expect really cheap quality from ColourPop, but I think their shadows always work really well for myself. And the next thing I'm going to do is, it's going to be this shade called Fascination, which is right there. It's like a deep purple, kind of like reddy purple, very like fall color. And I am going to take that color on like a little kind of shader brush, and I'm just going to start putting that in my crease. I'm going higher than what my natural crease is because I really want this to be like an impact. So this is a lot darker of a shade than we've been using. And I kind of like to do, with a dark shade like this lately, I like to kind of do both eyes at the same time. That way I can like see if everything's matching. So I'm starting on the outer half of the crease and just blending that inward. And you can see it's way higher than my natural crease, but it's going to give much more of like a dramatic effect this way and really make the eyeshadow pop. I'm just kind of like flipping so I was applying the brush like this, so I'm flipping it like this and kind of just starting the blending process, because I don't want to go in with a big fluffy brush and it blow that pigment like all over the eye and it gets way darker than I expected. So I like to do this. I'm taking that same brush that we used, those like orangey browns, and now I'm gonna go in and really buff this shade. Now that I've gotten like most of the pigment blended into the eye, now I'm gonna go in and really buff it out, because I'm not scared that that pigment's going to move all over and create like a really, really dark, heavy look. So just blending that inwards and making sure the edges are nice. I'm even going to take a little bit more of that very like orangey brown, and I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that and go over, just so we don't lose that kind of warmth. Even though we are using like purples, I still want there to be like a lot of kind of orange undertones. You really just have to like blend until you think it looks good. Sometimes that takes a lot longer than expected, and as you can see right now, like this eye I'm really happy with. I feel like it's really blended, and then this one has a little bit of, I don't know, like the pigment sticking in one space, but I'm gonna have to let it go at some point. Alright, for the lid, I'm going to be taking the shade Stormy. That makes me think of Kylie Jenner. Stormy! It's like a pressed glitter shade. A lot of people don't like these shades in the ColourPop palettes, but I'm going to take that. So I'm going to find a flat brush. I'm going to take this. This is by Makeup by Mario, and it is the Master Metal Manipulator. So I'm going to just scrape a little bit of this glitter. I'm taking some of that glitter, and I'm just going to like scoop it onto my hand, like so, and then I'm going to add 1 drop of these little drops by Mario. 1 drop is usually all you need because it is very liquidy, and I'm going to mix that with my brush just to give the glitter a little bit more of like a form, like it's not just like sporadic glitter. And I'm going to be applying that all over my lid, so just kind of tapping at first, and then we'll clean up the edges. But first, just tapping and making sure we're getting everything covered. You could also use just glitter glue, but I don't really know where mine is at the moment, so I'm just using these little drops. And I'm gonna try to just trace along where those shadows are in my crease and kind of create a little bit of a cut crease. It's not going to be super extreme. I'm not cutting it, obviously, but you know, just like applying it so it looks a little bit more sharp. Taking a little bit more, gonna mix it with more glitter. And just really packing that on until it looks how I would like it to look. So that's that so far. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. If you're not into glitter, totally like just a nice shimmer would look really good, or you could do like matte, like a little bit of a maybe kind of like brighter shade in the same family as these purples. That would look really pretty. But around like fall and winter, I just like to break out the glitter. I just think it's festive for this time of year. I'm going to lightly take a little fluffy brush and just kind of dust my crease, not really blending, just kind of dusting off the crease in case there was any like loose glitter that got in there. I want it to look a little bit more clean. Alright, so there we have the lids done, but there's still a lot going into this look. I have a plan, okay? So, right, I'm taking a little pointed brush. This is broken, but this is my favorite one, so. And I'm going to go in with this Morphe X Ashley Strong Cake Liner Palette. I believe this is new. I got it from Ulta, and it's basically just like cake liners. You just get them wet to activate them, and I'm really interested to try it. So first I'm going to go in with black, but we're not really doing a black liner. We're just going to do the black to accentuate. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to spray some setting spray into it, and you can see like instantly it looks all linery. And I'm going to load up my little brush and just really, really close to the lash line, just line. Ooh, wow. Wow, that's really pretty and pigmented. I like that. Are you guys seeing that? Look how black that is. Wow. It's like very velvety. Okay, so we're doing a little thicker than I thought. And I am going to go ahead and kind of like line that inner corner. And you know what? We're actually going to do a wing, and I have a plan still. I just didn't expect this to work so well that I wasn't going to do like a full liner with it. So I'm just going to line and do a little bit of a wing. Okay, I love this. See how like inky that is? Okay. I don't think I've ever tried like a cake liner. I mean, I've gotten like eyeshadow wet before to try to use it, but it obviously doesn't work as well because that's not what it's meant for. Again, just lining that inner corner and going for a little wing shape. Okay. So I've got that done, and now I'm going to switch to a different little angled brush. I'm actually going to use a little flat brush because it'll work just the same. Alright, so I'm taking a little flat brush now, and I'm taking this pressed single pan glitter shadow from Give Me Glow Cosmetics, and this is in the shade, I believe, Electric Unicorn. Do I want to use that one? No, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and use a different shade. It's called Spring Fling. This is a foiled pressed pigment. So I might use both because one of them is a little bit more glittery, but they're both from Give Me Glow Cosmetics. And I am going to scrape out a little bit of that Spring Fling shadow, put it on my hand like I did with the glitter, and I'm going to add one drop of my Mario mixing medium. And I'm just going to mix that together on my little brush. And I'm going to be patting this right on top of the liner that we just did. So I'm just using like a patting motion and patting that on top. And I am going to end up going over it with the other shade for the glitter because this is not as glittery as I hoped. So it's kind of giving like a little bit of like a green gold, which I really like. And it's going to really complement what I have in mind for the lower lash line. Alright, so we got that all patted in for the most part. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to scrape out some of that other shade. I believe it's like Unicorn or something. And it looks white when you like get it out, but it actually turns into like a really, really gorgeous kind of like green. Like you can kind of see how pretty that is. It's like gold and green and kind of blue. Really, really stunning. Way more intense, which is what we wanted. Yeah. Alright, so we're patting that over. You probably could just skip the other step because it didn't really give us anything. Also, you don't have to have these exact products to do something like this. If you have like any kind of like shadow, you could just use some kind of mixing medium or something like that to give this kind of like foiled effect. So now we've got a little bit of like a duochrome liner going, and I'm going to remove my tape. Hopefully everything turned out good. Oh yeah. Just kind of fixing up any of that glitter that's kind of sticking up. Alright, so far I'm really, really liking this. Alright, now let's go ahead and do some of the face, and then we'll come back to the lower lash line and finish up the eyes. To start off, I already have primer on. I'm just going to use my Hollywood Flawless Filter all over the face. I've been really enjoying doing this lately. And then I'm going to go in with my MAC Face and Body and do a sheer layer of this all over. So for that, I'm just going to be using a brush and kind of stippling at first and then just kind of buffing in. This is a really light coverage kind of product, so it's not going to give a lot of full coverage, but that's not what I want anyways. I like to usually add my coverage with concealer. There are times where I will go in with like a high coverage foundation, but overall I think it's more flattering for my redness and everything if I go in with a lighter coverage and then kind of just perfect the areas that I think need perfecting once it's time for concealer. Alright, so that's that MAC Face and Body. I just love it because it's so easy to blend. Like, it just disappears in the skin. And it just adds a little bit of, like, a nice color, you know, evens out your color and everything like that. For concealer, I have a new product. I've used this once, like, barely, when I had no makeup on at all. It is the e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer. I just was able to get my hands on it. I haven't seen it in any stores, and it's been sold out online. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this under my eyes, a little bit down the nose. I think I'm actually going to use a different product for around the face. I'm going to let that sit for a little bit while I do my other concealer. I'm going to take the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind and go on the parts of the face where I feel like just need a little bit of perfecting. So all those areas. And then I'm taking the same brush and blending everything out. I like to start off with a brush, and then I'm going to take this. This is the, oh gosh, I'll have to tell it in the description bar what kind of sponge this is. I forget what it's called, but I've been really loving it lately. I really like this sponge. I think it is really good because you can just use it for everything almost. I need some bronzer because I'm looking pasty. I really like that e.l.f. I feel like it does brighten up a good amount, and it almost doesn't look like there's any product there, which I like. I have dry under eyes, so a lot of concealers can look really, really horrible on me. Alrighty, I am not going to set with powder today, and I did want to try out some Refi products. I think I unboxed my Refi products. I showed you in a haul, and I told you I would do a video, so here I am doing a video. I still haven't used them. I've used the highlight maybe once or twice, but the other things I haven't tried. Alright, so here is the bronzer. I got the shade Sand. Alright, this is my new favorite bronzer brush. It's the e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator. It's just really nice. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to start dotting it where I like to put my bronzer slash contour. And I like to connect it all the way up to the forehead. It's a little warm, but I think it's going to be nice. Do a little bit on the nose. For these fall looks, I do like to embrace my natural skin tone. I don't really self-tan as much, I guess, but I still like a little bit of warmth because I feel like it really accentuates any of warm tones you use on the eyes or on the lips or on the cheeks, anything like that. So I am going to put a little bit down my neck as well. Alright, what are we thinking on the Refi bronzer? I think it's a little warm for me, but I don't think it's going to be anything that I can't solve with my other face products. So far, it's pretty good. I'm going to try the blush next. Okay, this is the Refi blush in the shade Rose. I'm probably going to add something a little bit more fitting to the eye look after, but I did just want to try this as my cream blush. Oh, this is gorgeous. I like to go pretty heavy on blush, forehead, chin, and nose, as well as the cheeks. And I apply my blush and my bronzer so high up because I feel like I have a little bit more of a rounded face. It's not completely round, but I do like to just apply everything kind of high up so everything looks a little bit more like angled. I don't have a ton of angles in my face, so I like to kind of correct that with my blush and bronzer placement. Just taking a bigger brush to kind of blend that out. Okay, I think that blush was really, really stunning. Like I said, I'm going to go in with something a little bit warmer to fit everything that we're doing, but I really like that. I do have the highlighter as well, but we're going to use that in a little bit. For bronzer, a little bit more bronzer and a little bit contour, I'm going to use my Hoola Contourist palette, and I'm going to use the shade Hoola and a little bit of Hoola Caramel, and just kind of put that where I think I need it. I like to use Hoola Light on my forehead. I think it's just such a pretty color, and it makes everything, I don't know, I feel like it just really makes my face like glow. Really love the shade of Hoola Light. I think it's a really interesting kind of shade because it's a little bit more yellow, and usually for like lighter bronzers you don't really see a lot of the yellow, so I think it's really like pretty and just added a little bit more glow. For my blush, I'm just going to go ahead and use a kind of like peachy blush. I'm going to use MAC Peaches and just apply that with the same brush, honestly. Now, someone's probably out there thinking, this is a lot of blush, you look like a tomato. And to that, I'll say, thank you. I tried. No, I just think blush is really flattering, and makeup, I don't think there's any rules, so just do whatever you would like to do and don't care about other people's opinions about your makeup, because you're doing it right if you're doing it the way you like it. So, alright. Let's go in with the lower lash line. I feel like I had a little bit of a plan, and now, no, I still have a plan. I still have a plan. Don't you worry. I'm going to take another little brush. This is just like the Anastasia Beverly Hills brushes that come in the palettes. I really like this side for lower lash work, and I used it earlier, a different one. And I'm going to take the shade Mystified right here. I think this is the most gorgeous emerald green. Emerald green is like my favorite color right now. I painted a few, like that thing back there, I painted it emerald green, and like I'm in love with it. So I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to start running that close at first to my lower lash line. And that is really going to tie in that color that we used on the liner. And I just feel like these purple and green, they just go so well together. I just think they look so nice, and especially for the fall and kind of like Halloween vibes. This look is kind of inspired by like Sarah Sanderson, if you catch my drift. So I'm just going to start applying that, and I'm going to apply it until like I'm happy with the color payoff. And you can really smoke this down. I feel like if you keep it a little too tight to your lash line, it can almost end up looking like you just have like dark circles almost. So you really want to kind of smoke it out. I'm going to take a little bit more of a fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in with that same, it's a Rush, which is like that orangey brown. I'm going to take a little bit of that, and I'm going to go right underneath that shade just to give us some warmth, and that's going to kind of connect us to our blush and bronzer area. So it's all tying in. I wanted this look to be very cohesive and yet use a lot of different colors because, I don't know, I think fall is just the time. Like, just do your makeup loud, and that's what I like to do personally. Alright, and for liner, I am going to be using, in my waterline, this shade. This is from the ColourPop Tinkerbell collection, and it's in the shade Fly With Me. Just any kind of emerald green. Even a black would look good, or a dark brown, but I'm going to use the emerald green today. And as well as the waterline, I am just kind of doing right underneath the lash line, and it's just going to give us that little pop. Alright, I'm going to go apply my mascara and my eyelashes, and then I'll be back and we'll tie everything up. Now I'm going to be applying my mascara. Usually I skip over this part, but I just want to tell you guys about this. I've been trying the Lounge Face Lash. This is by Lauren Curtis. If you're an OG YouTube fan, then you know Lauren Curtis. And this is her first addition to her makeup line. It is a tubing mascara. Her eyelashes are always incredible. So I just want to kind of show you guys what it looks like. I have been liking it. I don't love the brush. It's just a little pokey for me. I kind of poked myself in the eye. But it is really nice to remove because all you have to do is get it wet and then it just tubes off. It doesn't smear. So let's just pile on the mascara. Obviously I don't wear lashes with this look because it's a little bit more dramatic, but I just want to show you guys, since this is a newer product that I've just been using a few times here and there, and I wanted to talk about it on my channel. So let me zoom past this and then I'll show you what it looks like with just mascara after using this. Alright, that is just the mascara. I do really like it. I don't know if it's like the most intense mascara I've ever used. It definitely doesn't give those Lauren Curtis lashes because she just has naturally super incredible lashes. But I have been really liking it and I do like the formula so far. So I just wanted to show you guys that. I'm going to go apply my lashes and I'll be back and we'll finish up. Alright, let's finish up the eyes, shall we? I am going to take that same shade I put over our liner, which is the Gimme Glow Electric Unicorn. And I'm just going to take that on a little brush. And that's going to go right in the inner corner. I don't think I realized like how Hocus Pocus inspired this was until I got finished with it. But definitely like the purple, the green, and a little bit of the orange. Oh, I think that looks so pretty. I'm just going to take a little bit of that under my brow, just under the arch, just to give it a little bit of a wow factor. Don't ask me how a brow gives a wow factor, but I don't know, it just does. Alright, time for lips, and then we'll do highlighter, and then we are done. Okay, for lips, I'm going to line with the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk liner. I'm going to fill in my lip most of the way as well. And I'm going to take the Revlon lipstick in the shade Toast of New York, which is kind of like a reddy brown. And I know I said I would try the Revolve highlighter, but I'm really feeling a different highlighter for today. I'm so sorry. Alright, let's stick with the theme, I guess. I'm going to go in with the Give Me Glow Cosmetics highlighter in Late Night Coastin'. And I'm going to just take a little brush. This brush, don't even at me for having it. Literally, I'm going to use the stuff I buy, but gross. I would never buy from this person. Alright, down the center of the nose, a little on the forehead. Alright, and that is the finished look. Let me give you a little detail shot. I think it came really together. It seems kind of random, but I feel like it's a really pretty look for fall, and I'm really happy with it. Overall, I pretty much liked everything I tried. I think that the little Morphe cake liner thing is genius. I bet you could probably use those shades for your brows too. Really loved everything from Give Me Glow Cosmetics. They are a smaller brand and I think they are really amazing. If you're into just like super high shine pigments or glitters, just like really interesting colors and payoffs, I think you should check them out. And yeah, I thought the ColourPop palette worked really, really great. And yeah. Alright, well I hope you guys enjoyed this fall inspired look. Like I said, it kind of turned into like a Sanderson sister Hocus Pocus look, but I'm not mad at it. I think it's really pretty. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, why not give it a like, maybe subscribe, I don't know. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!